Easter egg on the Winter Rebirth Island map. So basically what you guys need to do is, if you go down towards the more or less the southeast corner of the map, kind of nearby to living quarters, you will notice there is a brand new outpost just on more or less on the southeast coast of the island. And if you make your way inside of there, you'll notice like various different like a weapon that's available to you, like called the Cold Wind blueprint. And there's also a fingerprint biometric scanner there, which is also available. But what you're mainly on the hunt for is a thermite. This also can work with a Molotov, but it's actually a lot more harder to do with a Molotov than it is to do with thermite. But basically, once you've got at least one thermite, bear in mind you'll need a maximum of 2 for this. However, you can use like ammo crates to actually build up on more thermite as such, which is scattered around the map. But once you've obtained a certain thermite, and there can be one right at this truck on the road here. Once you've picked up a thermite, you need to throw it at this frozen button. Give that about maybe 10 seconds or so, or the amount of time it takes for a care package to land essentially. Then once you've got that door open, you need to look out for an SSD from a computer as such inside. Now you'll notice this on the floor just behind the vehicle that's inside this bunker right here. Now once you've found that, pick it up, as you will need it for the next step. And it's 100% there all the time. There's no spawn changes for that specific item. Now once you've done this, you need to make your way all the way over to the map towards Turbine. And once you've arrived there, now I've arrived at Turbine on the kind of like on the west side of the map, and you'll notice there's like an ammo crate nearby there which you can interact with. But basically what you need to do is make your way down to more or less one of the lowest points of the area. You'll notice there's another button that's been frozen over. Throw another thermite at it, and then once you've done this, it can take about 10 or 15 seconds for it to fully open. So once it's fully opened, you'll then be able to access the door that's behind that. Just want to point out, just in case you're wondering why you can't access it. But you need to wait for the door to fully open in order for the door inside to fully open. Then you'll notice there's this computer at the back that displays a random 5-digit number consisting of 1 and 0. Now for my game it was 11100. Once you've got this, you'll then need to make your way over to the showers location inside a prison, and then you'll notice when you get down there, you should see like a little tunnel area that you can access. And once you're down there, you need to basically interact with the keypad. Now, in previous iterations of Rebirth Island, this was completely closed off. Nobody could access it, and nobody could understand why. But this actually takes inspiration from the original Warzone Rebirth Island map, where if you get eliminated on Rebirth Island, you got sent to the Rebirth Island Gulag. But what you need to do is you need to interact with this keypad, and depending on what number you get, because I got 11100, you need to interact with the keypad, and in time make sure you stop the light on green and interact. And basically once you've done that, you should then open up. If you get like, let's say 10101, you need to interact, then leave it for a period of time, so it then goes on to the third light, then interact again, so as such. So that's really interesting. Now this next one is not a 7-step process, but basically you'll notice there's 7 notes and some panels associated alongside them. What you then need to do is basically in ascending numerical order, so from 1 to 7, is you need to basically interact with certain certain panels, if that makes sense, on the wall, depending on which note is closest to it. So you'll notice that the numbered notes are in all the same location all the time. However, whether it's engaged or disengaged will be different. So this is what you need to remember, guys. So basically, you'll need to make a mental note of what switches are engaged and which ones are not. The ones that are engaged are the ones you need to interact with. The ones that are disengaged, you don't. So Basically for my game, I think I got like maybe 3, or basically you'll notice you'll probably get like 3 or 4 numbers as such that are engaged, and the others will probably be disengaged. Now for me, I think I got 3 that were engaged. So basically once you've ready to go, if you go to where like all of the wards are on the wall, which I think is in like one of the corridors, there'll be an option to basically start it up. So as you guys can see there, switch 2 for my game there was engaged, and switch 7, and I think switch 6 was as well. So you'll notice there's an activate the sequence button back there, which you'll see me interact with in a moment. So what you then need to do is, once you've activated the sequence, you need to in turn go to the panels in ascending numerical order from 1 to 7 and interact with the ones on the wall. So as you guys can see, I've just activated the sequence as of a moment ago. My switch 1 was disengaged, so I went straight to switch 2. And then my next one is I had to look around for switch 6. So that was switch 7, as you guys just saw me interact with there. Or I didn't interact with it, but you just saw me approach. Here's switch 6 on the wall for me. Now, switch 6, I have to wait for switches 3, 4 and 5 to do their business before it'll let me interact with switch 6. So basically, once it lets me eventually interact with switch 6, bear in mind it could take a little bit of time for it to go through. I think this was my moment now. So I had to wait for the little tick to appear. There it is. And then approach switch 7, which for me is on this wall right here. Switch 7 is engaged. Interact with it. Then hideout secret unlocked. So as you guys can see, you can get an advanced UAV, you can get a specialist perk, as well as the Nova 7 Proto Mark IV for, I believe if I'm not mistaken, for the Dravec 45 SMG. So it is worthwhile going for. It is universal, so once you've unlocked it, it is completely unlocked for all modes. So I really want to know what you guys' views and opinions are of that in the comments box down below. Really keen to hear what you guys' views and opinions are. Now, also alongside this Easter egg that you've just witnessed me completing, you will actually earn certain rewards. Now, as you guys can see, the biometric scanner that you saw me interact with earlier, there are numerous across the map itself, and as you guys can see, if you collect 10 keycards via biometric scanners, so you have to do these in separate matches for it to work, but once you completed 10, you will actually earn a Cipher Trail contrail, which is pretty cool. That's really interesting. And also, once you've uncovered the old Gulag, so basically once you've interacted with that keypad on the doors and you've entered that 5-digit code that you had to remember, that'll give you the past secrets animated emblem. And if you use a Cradle Fracture in 5 different matches on Rebirth Island, you'll then also unlock the Beyond Step animated emblem. So that is really worth going for here, guys. Also, that actual unlock that you just saw me complete, you can get the Nova 7 Proto Mark IV as a blueprint, as aforementioned, for the Dravec. So that's really interesting. If you play a match of Loaded Resurgence, you can actually unlock a Strike Wing sticker. And apparently if you win a match of Loaded Resurgence, you'll then unlock also the Strike Crest animated emblem. So that's really interesting. I believe there's a couple more, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've been told. And also, if you complete 10 redacted contracts across the area, I think it's just, none of it's specific to Rebirth Island, or where you can do this across any map, but apparently if you complete 10 redacted contracts, so redacted contracts consist of either, if not mistaken, recon, bounty, or scavenger. So once you complete 10 of those, you'll then unlock the redacted contract sticker. So really worthwhile going for, guys. Let me know what your guys' views and opinions are of that in the comments box down below, on screen right here. So that is really interesting. So basically all you have to do is find the nodes scattered around the map. So this one in factory is in, I think it's one of the small side offices, I believe. So that is really interesting there. Maintenance checks on biometric scanners have not returned any technical malfunctions. These infrequent reports must just be anomalies within the system. Without any sort of enemy presence detected on or around the island, there is no reason to suspect interference. So that's really interesting. That's at the factory. There's another one here at Outpost, which is pretty much where you guys just saw me interact with those biometric scanners a moment ago. This one says, VSS connection status. Security protocols and signal encryption are fully implemented. You should be receiving secure surveillance intel directly from the Verdansk signal station no later than this afternoon. Do not hesitate to come to me directly with any concerns. We realise this line of communication is an invaluable tool for staying ahead of threats to our Nova 7 development, and ensuring uninterrupted connection will be considered a top priority for my team. So notice it says Nova 7, not Nova 6. So it's clearly an advancement of Nova 6. That's really interesting. Next up, we've got bioweapons here. Now this is on, I believe, the second floor. Excellent news from the weapons research team. Results indicate that we have finally solved the Nova 7 leakage during the ammunition infusion and expulsion processes. Unlike the previous several prototypes that were exposing our own infantry to the gas, this new model will ensure that only our enemies will be in danger. We look forward to hosting a live demonstration at your earliest convenience. So that is really interesting there. Next up, we've got industries. Now this is just next to the computer, where you can actually unlock the really cool looking blueprint from back in the day, as well as like tempered vest and things like that. As multiple projects approach completion, we have instituted a new security lockdown protocol. Detection of any disruption across island operations will engage total lockdown of the holding case, requiring manual override input on the keypad. Only those with the highest clearance will have the code required for access. False alarms may create a minor inconvenience, but security of this equipment is of the utmost importance. Do not let our hard work fall into the hands of our enemies. So that's really interesting there. Next up, we've got another one here at Factory, which I believe, it took me a while to find this one, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's one floor down from the roof on the inside. I know they don't want, shipping quantities. I know they don't want to push partial loads, but production is slow and it's dangerous to hold onto this unstable stuff for so long. Yeah, there's extra cost in sending them to Europe and other targets many times over, but we're piling up ticking time bombs here. The crew's safety has got to be worth the investment. Frame it as mitigating risk if it would go over better upstairs. Larger shipments mean more to lose in a single accident en route, etc. Just please take it up the chain, I'm begging you. So that's really interesting there. So you can find this at the printer. So that is really interesting there. Next up, we've got chemical engineering. Now, I believe this is one floor down, or maybe 2 floors down from the roof. So it did take me a while to find this one, but it's in one of the small side offices there, and you'll notice there's a laptop on the table there. Following several recent containment incidents, we'd like to remind everyone that developing an unstable chemical carries high risk, which is why we must all follow the HELP procedure. 1. Hold your breath. 2. Evacuate the area. 3. Locate a medical facility. And 4. Provide data. In the case of accidental exposure, volunteering valuable research data is the best way to improve safety for everyone else in the future. So that is really interesting there. Next up, we've got living quarters. Now this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think is in the blue house at living quarters. So in the basement. Greetings, Guild Recruit, and welcome to your new home. This beautiful island is the site of incredible progress, as you have already seen for yourself. We're expecting excellence from everyone selected to be part of this very special opportunity, which is why we've provided you with this top-notch assigned living unit. We hope you've enjoyed your tour of the island and are already feeling familiarised with the facilities. Now make sure to get a good night's sleep, since you'll need it for tomorrow when the hard work begins. So that is really interesting there. That's in the basement bedroom in the blue building at living quarters. And finally, I think this is the last, this might be one of the last ones I got. As production demands increase, we will begin importing raw materials from additional external regions. Please carefully review the attached list of new delivery clearances to reference against shipping manifests. It's crucial that we keep security tight with this increase in activity. Any suspicious vessel or delivery must be detained and reported immediately. So that is found at dock at the bridge of that ship there. So that's really interesting, and I think this is the last one I found. And this is in the bottom of the stairs at Turbine. After analysing the collected data on island resources, we will not be increasing the rate of resource collection from the island. Instead, we will be importing more shipments from external sources. So processing will still require additional power. I know there's concern about extra strain on the system, but with careful maintenance, we should be able to keep things running smoothly. If anyone needs to reference the resource data in the future, the SSD has been moved off-site to Outpost for safekeeping. So that would make actually a little bit of sense concerning the other Easter egg for the blueprint. So as you guys may be aware, you have to interact with the SSD at Outpost to basically, in order to progress that Easter egg. So, and it looks like a few more have actually been solved recently. So another one that you can actually perform is opening 5 Cradle Caches scattered around Rebirth Island. And these are the ones that are emitting this red mist, and they're becoming increasingly common in the actual map. But once you've interacted with 5 of these, you can actually lock a pretty cool weapon charm. So as you guys can see, it's a pretty cool weapon charm. I've forgotten its name, but I'll annotate it on screen once I've established the name of it. One of the most recent 2, which dropped with today's update, is basically going to a drop zone. So basically, waiting for a red rift to appear can happen in any of the 3 Warzone maps, whether it be Rebirth Island, Haven's Hollow, or Verdansk. And you'll get a message or an audio cue saying that there's something happening in the sky.
On a church.
So basically, you'll notice that these chests or vehicles that are dropping from these red things coming from the sky.
1 landed church,
so basically all you have to do is interact with 3 in the same match. So as you guys can see, I've got 2 that landed really close together, and I asked my teammate to find a 3rd one for me. And basically, this is something you have to do yourself. You can't ask a teammate to open it for you, so therefore it doesn't count towards the challenge. But once you get this done, you'll get a prompt on screen, and you'll unlock a large
There's so many
decal.
kill streaks here.
So that is really interesting. And this was the last one that I actually managed to unlock. And this one, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is visiting 5 different drop zones. So as you guys can see, it is possible for multiple to happen in one match. So I think I experienced 2 of these individual rifts, which is really interesting. And I've just
over here.
told my teammate to make his way over to there. You don't have to interact with the actual chest themselves. You just need to arrive at that location to get the
got the other one, the other challenge.
What's the one I'm looking for? Parachute. So that is really interesting. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions are of that. And as you guys can see from this individual on Discord, you can actually see multiple rifts that has a potential to spawn. So this is really interesting. So a big massive shout to NotGoon on DK's Discord. So as you guys can see, this is him on Verdansk, who actually experiences multiple of these drop zones, or multiple of these rifts, whatever you want to call them, spawn in. So it has potential to spawn on any of the 3 Warzone maps. Let me know what you guys' views and opinions of this in the comments box down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so I don't upload, and I'll see you guys in another video. Peace out.